Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cafe. I'm Allison Godlove.
And I'm Clarence Reynolds. Great to be back with you to share all of the fun and exciting events happening this week.
So let's start it off right now with Amy Sweezy. She is at the Orlando Science Center. Hey, Amy.
I don't know what I'm gonna find, but I sure am gonna dig for it.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, Amy.
Hi, Jeff. How are
Hey,
you?
good to see
Nice
you.
to see you. Hey, everybody. This is my friend Jeff Stanford from the Orlando Science Center. I couldn't wait. Sorry, I had to start digging.
You are actually doing what you're supposed to do in this
good.
exhibit. So, no, you're right. You're right on point.
Okay, so tell me where we're standing. What are we doing here at Dino Digs?
And well, we are standing in Jurassic Ridge, which is our giant dig pit, because Orlando Science Center is a hands-on museum. We play to learn here at Orlando Science Center. And we are in the middle of our dinosaur exhibit. And most traditional dinosaur exhibits, you look at displays. You don't touch those displays. So we've added things within Dino Digs to increase that hands-on interactivity. And one of them is a dig pit, where guests, especially children, can dig for fossils and play the role of paleontologist.
You know, I love that because as a parent, usually that's what they're always doing. Don't touch it, get down. But here you encourage the kids to get their hands dirty.
Absolutely. We feel that people learn more by doing, and we present these iconic experiences that stimulate curiosity and wonder, and that's a gateway to learning. So that is the hallmark of Orlando Science Center.
So what is your favorite exhibit here inside Dino Digs?
My favorite exhibit inside Dino Digs is Stan the T-Rex. He's the centerpiece of the exhibit. You've got to love the T-Rex. And our fossil display is based on the original Stan. All our fossils are replicas because the real fossil displays would be too big and too fragile to display like we have them. But Stan is one of the most complete fossil displays ever. And so we're thrilled to be able to show off our Stan for guests here in Dino Digs.
Anything else that the kids are really fascinated by?
I think what's really cool about Dino Digs is it celebrates prehistoric land and sea creatures. And when you think dinosaurs, you think only the land creatures like T-Rex, Triceratops. But we have a great display of prehistoric sea creatures like the Elasmosaurus, because in prehistoric times, Florida was underwater. And so we like showing off Elasmosaurus. It's got this incredibly long neck. A lot of people speculate that this may be where people thought the Loch Ness Monster may have come from.
Okay.
So it's really cool to show a different perspective on dinosaurs.
Awesome. Well, I would love to see everything. Can we go take a look?
Yeah, let's go take a look.
All right.
And now I got something really crappy to show you. Come on.
Wait, what? Well, Jeff, you were not kidding. You have something very crappy to show me.
I do. I am going to give you the scoop on poop. We are in the Pooseum, which is a fascinating display of coprolites, which is fossilized feces. And there's a lot scientists can learn by studying the feces of other animals and like where they lived and what they ate. And we are next to the Guinness World Record holder of the largest piece of excrement ever produced by a carnivore.
Who knew there was such a thing?
Absolutely.
Which is why everyone needs to come down here because you will not see this anywhere else, right?
No, absolutely. And you know, if you want to see some prehistoric poo, you know, you need to come down here. This was made by a T-Rex over 65 million years ago.
And the one you're holding in your hand, you said you could
Yes.
tell it was a carnivore.
You can tell it was a carnivore because there's like chunks of stuff in it. So you know
They was eating
they
stuff.
were eating stuff. And carnivores, especially in prehistoric times, you know, they were chewing on everything, so the bone wouldn't break down, and so certain things wouldn't disintegrate. So when it got fossilized, it all comes together. So coprolites are everywhere, but you got to know what you're looking at.
All right. Well, so many things that we can learn, right, from being at the Orlando Science Center. You guys are open which days, closed which days?
Yeah, we are open during the school year every day but Wednesday from 10 to 5, and then on big school breaks like fall break, winter break, spring break, Summer break, we are open 7 days a week, 10 to 5.
All right, so dinosaur poo is not the only thing you will see here at the Orlando Science Center. There are so many cool exhibits for all ages. Parents, bring your kids. Teachers, bring your school groups. Retired folks, right, could come out as well. There are so many fun things to do here, so make sure you join us out at the Orlando Science Center.
That's one of the best things about the Science Center. It is amazingly always
It really
new.
is so much fun.
Yeah. Well, Snap Orlando presents its annual Florida Showcase. Over 40 works by local and statewide artists will be presented in the 3 Snap Downtown galleries. Admission is free and the exhibit runs through December 17th. Check out the galleries for times and days.
Have you ever wanted to make a video game? Well, now you have the chance at the Melrose Game Jam. The event challenges developers to create a video game from scratch to a playable prototype in a short period of time. There's an information session at the Orlando Public Library on December 14th, so you can learn about the theme and you can even find a team if you want, but you can also do it solo. The showcase is on December 18th at noon during the OCLS Gaming Expo. That's where the public gets to play the game and then vote on the winners. Go to ocls.info/gamejam to find out more.
On December 13th, the Association to Preserve the Eatonville Community presents Spirituality in the Afrofuturism Universe at the Zora Neale Hurston National Museum of Fine Arts in Eatonville. This is a series of virtual Afrofuture and culture discussions by Julian Chambliss, Neil Vaz, and other scholars. The museum was established in 1990 to provide a place in the heart of the community where the public can view the works of artists of African descent.
The Winter Park Playhouse presents Steppin' Out with Irving Berlin. You can celebrate the life and career of this American composer with an outstanding song and tap dance tribute. It will feature classics like White Christmas, Puttin' on the Ritz, Steppin' Out with My Baby, and a lot more. It runs through December 17th at the Winter Park Playhouse.
I sat down with Jeremy Heilman from the Orange County Regional History Center. Take a look. Jeremy Heilman from the Orange County Regional History Center is here to tell us more about what we can expect when we visit the center.
Yeah.
So tell us, what is the Orange County Regional History Center, and what should we expect if we were to go there?
Yeah, so the Orange County Regional History Center is located in the middle of downtown Orlando on Central Boulevard. It's in the historic 1927 courthouse, so it's kind of hard to miss if you're going by there. But really, our goal as a museum is to preserve and share the history of Central Florida. So if that's something you want to learn a little bit more about the history of the area, it's definitely something to check out and kind of see, all the way from indigenous peoples and the first settlers all the way to modern day. It's kind of a history of both the Orlando area and the surrounding Central Florida region.
And when you say region, it's not just Orange County.
Yeah, so that's something that maybe some of the public doesn't always know, is that we as a collecting institution, our sort of area of focus is not just Orange County, but all the surrounding counties. So it's a total of 7 counties. Basically, in a rough sense, it's the original Mosquito County that all the counties kind of broke from. So, we cover a pretty large area of Central Florida, so that allows us to tell, some additional stories and some cool things that aren't just, Orlando specific.
And we have so many people who are moving to Central Florida. Is this a place where you would go to really get acquainted with the area, to say, what is this all about? What is Orlando? It's not just theme parks, it's actually here before the theme parks.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing for somebody who's just, curious about the area to come check out. And of course, there are people who are always new to the area, but even people who have been here, their entire lives, there's certainly some things that, might not always come up, or, stories that people may have not have heard. So we have our, our permanent exhibits that kind of go through that history, and then we're always trying to, do new things, whether it be, temporary exhibitions or programming or just different events that sort of utilize the, all the interesting stories that make up our community, and try to, inform people and hope that people, can get something out of it and see something that is, either inspirational, or they can see part of their story, or, kind of relate to, and that's, really our goal.
And you mentioned events, and one of the things that I think people don't recognize is that this is not static. So there's all kinds of sensory things going on. There's audible lessons, there are things you can read, there's all kinds of things that you can get engaged with.
Yeah, so the hope is that it's a very interactive experience, and then, of course, with exhibits, we have them, there. A lot of the permanent exhibits are things that people may have seen if they've been to the museum before. So in hopes of supplementing that, there's always, events and different programming that allows people to sort of expand upon that a little bit and come and, do an activity or hear, a speaker or something that would, entice them to come in, again and again. And we hope that it's not just, the same things over and over again, that we can tell more stories and, get more people involved.
Would you bring the whole family? Is this great for kids as well?
Yeah, so there's a lot of good stuff for kids, interactive experiences and things that they can kind of, play with and learn from. And, it's definitely something for the whole family. I think that, the kids can play in our, replica Mercury capsule on the first floor. And then, of course, there's some more, some more mature or more, loftier, topics covered that may be a little bit more, suitable for the adult level. But yeah, I think it's something that everybody in the family could definitely enjoy.
It's one of those places that really makes you realize how interesting this area is, how we touch on all kinds of things in science and entertainment. It's a little bit of everything.
Of course, yeah. And just, any area that you're in always has a history or something interesting, but I think especially in Central Florida, there are, like you said, there's so many cool things and cool eras. And, if kind of going back to what you said about people who are new to the area, maybe, some of those time periods that they're not as familiar with, and the really interesting and dynamic things that were going on over time. And, we have a lot to cover, so we're really happy to at least share, as much of those stories as we can.
Well, Jeremy, thank you so much for being with us today, and go to the Orange County Regional History Center and enjoy. Check out a hilarious spoof of cable TV movies live on stage. The Ice House Theater in Mount Dora presents Five Golden Rings, a greeting card channel holiday musical. Holly, a business executive from the big city, gets snowed in at a quaint Vermont bed and breakfast and falls for the owner. Add in a ruthless boss, a snarky best friend, a difficult engagement, song and dance, and you get a humorous look at a classic Christmas movie. The show runs through December 12th.
Ugly, the odd duck in the nest, sets out on a musical adventure of self-discovery in Honk, presented by the Garden Theater in Winter Garden. Along the way, Ugly meets a whole flock of unique characters and learns that being different isn't so bad after all. This adorable, heartwarming show runs through December 17th.
The best Christmas pageant ever, the musical, runs at the Theater South Playhouse through December 17th. This is the story of the Herdmans, the worst kids in the history of the world. So when they crash Sunday school and demand parts in the Christmas pageant, the whole town panics. There's not supposed to be biting or cigar smoking in Bethlehem, and while these kids have never even heard the Christmas story, they definitely have rewrites. Soon everyone is calling for the director to cancel the whole thing, and it's up to the Bradleys and the Reverend to help their community see the Christmas story and the Herdman kids through new eyes in this musical adaptation of the funny and touching holiday classic.
Well, that sounds interesting.
Sounds like so much fun.
It's going to be funny. That whole idea of those two things coming together for the real Christmas story, that'll be cute. That wraps up this week of events. If you have one you'd like to share with us for next month, be sure to send us an email at cafe@ocfl.net. I'm Allison Godlove.
And I'm Clarence Reynolds. Remember to join us next week to see what new and exciting events are happening in your community.